The AP Top 25 poll is officially here. It is live. It's been live for like a day or two from posting this, but I'm going to be reviewing it, giving my full opinion on it, and we're getting ready for the season. 10 days away as of today. I'm recording this August 14th. Yeah, that's maybe 9. I actually don't remember in the first game. 9 or 10. But yeah, we are so close to the season. Before we start this video, would you mind just going down below, subscribing, hitting that like button? It'll help me out a lot. I'm gonna be reviewing this season a lot in depth every week. But yeah, this is the start. We're so close, and we're going over this top 25 today. Now we go to the obvious. In my former tier list, I had the top 5 teams as my serious title contenders, which is Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, and Alabama. The 5, maybe not in that order, but I think those are definitely the 5 that are the top best. Georgia being 1, Ohio State being 2, Oregon being 3. I think it's a good order. Texas and Oregon, the only 2 that are debatable in my opinion. But that's what I would say for the top 5. Anything outside of that, you could argue like Ole Miss maybe above Alabama. If you're like on the ride for Michigan after just winning it all last year, you could fight for that. Notre Dame, because they have such an easy schedule. Like anything in that, I understand it, but I think they did a good job of the top 5. Moving on to 6 through 10, we have Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, and Florida State. Now, I think Ole Miss definitely deserves it. They have a proven team. They have good players. Notre Dame, I think they could be a little lower than 7. I don't think they're better than some of the teams below them, but they have a very easy schedule this year and a very, very good shot at making a playoff push. Or no, they're going to make the playoffs most likely, like playoff run. Then we have Penn State, Michigan back-to-back. I think Penn State does have the better team right now, but Penn State has not got over the hump of Ohio State and Michigan. So we will see how that turns out this season. But Penn State and Michigan, I would say, are in good spots. I think they're both could be higher than Notre Dame. And then a team that I'm surprised is in the top 10, Florida State. I think Missouri could definitely fight ahead of Florida State. I think maybe Utah, LSU have a chance. I don't think Florida State's top 10. Me personally, I think they're right around that 13 to 16 mark. But that's just my personal opinion. I think they're right around 15 with Tennessee. And then moving on from the 11 to 15, we have Missouri at 11, which I think they could be in the top 10, actually. Utah has a proven quarterback in Cam Rising. They can really, really make something happen this year. And then LSU right below them. So it's like they're fighting that out in those spots. Those could all go either way. Like all those teams are really good. And then we have Clemson behind, which Clemson has made a comeback after like having some down years in the past. They've gained a lot back, and I'm excited to see what they do this year. Did they win? I think they won their bowl game last year against. It was such a good game. I forgot who it was against, but you'll see it on the video, I'm sure. Yeah. Then we have Tennessee as well. Tennessee, it's all up to Nico Iamaleava, however you say his last name. Couldn't tell you how to say it. But yeah, it's all up to him. Freshman quarterback. Seems like he's going to play good, though. I think he'll be pretty good. Yeah, those 5, I think Missouri's definitely the best. I think Clemson, Tennessee are the 2 worst, and I think LSU may be better than Utah, but it's very up for grabs. Like, it's very, very close. Out of those 5, I think definitely Missouri's the best out of the 5. Now we move on to 16 through 20. We have 16 at Oklahoma. Now, I think Oklahoma might be slightly better than Tennessee, but they did just lose their quarterback, so you can't truly say until we see how the season starts. And then we have the other Oklahoma State, right behind. Those two in the standings, that's going to be a fight this year. I do think Oklahoma is slightly better. And then Kansas State, and Miami and Texas A&M. I don't really like the 3 of those teams. Those 3 teams could honestly be unranked, but because Kansas State really doesn't have much left from their crazy year they had in 2022, maybe? It was when they had Will Howard, and they just had a really, really good team, Deuce Vaughn, all that stuff. So yeah, Kansas State's a decent team. They could be ranked a little lower. Miami's too young. I don't know if they should be ranked. Texas A&M seems to just under-deliver every single year. And they have Notre Dame week 1, so they could prove me wrong there. But do think Notre Dame will win that game. Then we have, and then the 2 teams below the top 20, Arizona and Kansas. I think both of those teams are better than the 3. I think Arizona's for sure better than Kansas State, Miami, and Texas A&M. If you saw my tier list video, you will know I'm very high on Arizona. And I think they could really do something good this year. Kansas as well, I think they're a very talented team who should be ranked higher than those 3 as well. And the last 3, 23-25, is USC, NC State, and Iowa. Now, I think USC has fallen off from Caleb Williams. I don't see them as a ranked team. Neither do I see Iowa as a ranked team. NC State maybe 25th. These 3 really aren't great. I don't know. NC State might sneak in as 25. USC won 7 games with Caleb Williams, so I don't see them being ranked. And especially in the Big Ten now, they've got to beat some good teams. And then we've got Iowa. They just don't have offense, and they'll probably get smoked by some team. But they'll also probably win 8 games. So I just don't see them as a ranked school, though. I could see USC just falling off a cliff this year, as they kind of did last year, but more this year. If they weren't ranked last year with Caleb Williams, I don't see them being much better this year. And now some dark horse teams I have that did not make the top 25 is a very, very young, loaded Auburn team. They've got talent everywhere. They can definitely make a push for those rankings. As well as a surprise, new to the Power 4, SMU. They've got a very electric team. I think they could definitely make an impact. And they've got weapons. They can really impress people, I think. And then the third, Kentucky. Kentucky has a pretty solid offense, but a good defense for the SEC. They can definitely make impact there. They can win games there. If they do win some games, they can make a push. Schedule's not the hardest, but it's not the easiest, of course. And then another team I've seen everybody saying they should have been ranked is Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's got young talent. They've got a real good, all-around team. Do think they could get ranked in the early weeks of the season. Maybe not right out of the gates, but definitely can make a run to be ranked. But yeah, all 4 of those teams, Auburn, SMU, Kentucky, and Virginia Tech, could all make a case. And then one more team who, if they survive this schedule, they could really just make a big impact. If they If they win, I mean, I think this team plays like 7 or 8 ranked teams this year. If they win like half of those, maybe more, a little more than half, they can easily just sneak in the top 25. It's an advantage, but a big disadvantage at the same time, because the disadvantage, I mean, you're playing the top schools every week and you're not ranked as a high school. But if you survive and win those games, you can be ranked in a week, and that's Florida. I'm sure you got it by now. But yeah, Florida, they've got to just prove that they can compete with those teams and really show the talent in the school. But they don't come out and try to win those hard as they can, they're just going to win 3 games this year and go into next year hoping for the best. But yeah, they have a real good shot if they just win some games this year and really prove that they can be a good team. That's all I have for you. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Reminder, we're 10 days away as of today. Very, very excited and ready for the season. Hope it's a good one. And yeah, 10 days till week 0. And see you then.